Welcome to Computer Science Learners. In this video we are going to discuss about operating system types. So we start our discussion with batch operating system. So in case of batch operating system, we have an operator. That operator is accessed by the different users. Each user have different jobs for execution. Now the operator gets different jobs from the different users, and based on the similarity in the functionality, he can make or he can combine different jobs and make it as a batches. And once a batch was formed, that batch is given to the operating system for execution. Okay, so here multiple users can share the batch systems, right? And the computer operator plays an important role because he should understand all the operations of the system. Then only he can make the batches and upload the batches and download the completed batches, right? But here, if the operator assigned a batch to the operating system, a batch in the sense what? It consists of different jobs from the different users. If any job fails, what happened? So there is an unknown time for waiting of that particular user. Again the operator get the similar jobs from different users and make it as a batch, so that it will increase the time, reduce the throughput also. Okay, so in case of batch operating systems, multiple users can share these systems and multiple users access these systems through operator. Now the operator get different jobs from the users, and based on the similarity in functionality, he can group those jobs into batches. If one batch is assigned to the operating system, the remaining batches should wait. Once one batch is completed, then the operator system takes the another batch. Okay. Now coming to the advantages and disadvantages. So for advantages, the batch operating systems overall execution time is reduced because we are executing batch wise, and batches consist of similar jobs. The overall time to execute the program should be reduced. And there is a sharing option between multiple users, that is always an advantage. And coming to the negative part, so here manual interventions are required between two batches. That means once the batch is over, the operator has to download it and upload the new batch. So there should be manual interventions are required. And when the operator upload new batch and download the completed batch, at that time CPU is in idle state. That means we cannot utilize CPU properly. CPU utilization time is low in case of batch operating systems. So the next category of the operating system is time sharing systems. In case of time sharing systems, CPU is multiplexed among several jobs. All the jobs are kept in memory. So in before CPU there are so many jobs. Also we call it as process, different process, and CPU is switching between one process to another process. How CPU is switching? Suppose we have 5 processes. The CPU execute process 1 sometime, then process 2, then process 3. Like that, it is doing switching operation between the process. That means here the CPU fixed time for each and every process. That part is called quantum or time quantum. So based on the time, it executes one process, and after the time is over, even the process having the remaining execution part, it leaves that process at that particular point and takes the next process. Okay, so after the time interval, this operating system makes the CPU switch from one task to another task. Okay, so these time sharing systems, the operating system develops the provision for the CPU to swap between the processes based on the time quantum. Once the time interval is over, operating system make a call or give the control to the CPU switch from the current process to the next process even the current process didn't complete. So coming to the advantages and disadvantages of time sharing systems, here the advantages are each process gets equal opportunity to execute. So because we are depending on the time quantum, there is no priorities and no bias. Once the time is, its turn is coming, the process will be allocated to the processor by the operating system. And CPU idle time can be reduced. And CPU is always busy with executing the process because based on the time, it shifts from one process to another process. And come to the negative side, disadvantages. So the process having high priority will not get the chance. That means we are giving the time slot for each and every process. If any high priority process is coming, like system process, mostly interrupts kinds of process are having high priority, even though those are not getting the chance to execute. So that is the disadvantage in case of time sharing systems. So the next category is distributed operating system. In case of distributed operating system, here several computers communicate with each other using a communication link. So we have so many computers, each computer having its own processor, memory and hard disk, and all are communicated through some communication network. And here the computation has to be distributed among several processors. Okay, so one task is distributed to different computers, each computer having its own processor, and this is termed as loosely coupled system because here each processor has its own local memory. Okay, in case of distributed operating systems, different computers communicate with each other through some communication channel or network. And whatever the task given to that operating system, that has to be distributed among several processors. And we term this as loosely coupled system because here each and every processor has its own local memory. Okay. Now coming to the advantages of distributed operating system, failure of one system cannot stop the execution of process. That means so we have number of computers are attached. If any one computer or one processor is not working, that will not stop the total work. Even though one system fails, the work has to be done. That is advantage. And one more advantage is here sharing has to be happened in between the resources of different systems so that the computation has to be increased. So the fast computation, we can get the fast computation. Okay, so because different processors are working to do that task. Coming to the disadvantages, if there is any problem within the communication network, then the whole communication will disturb. Okay, if one system is not working, that is not the problem. If the communication network having any problem, the total communication will be broken. And these type of systems are very expensive and these are not readily available. We need to prepare these kind of systems because we need to get different computers and we have a communication link. We establish the link by using different hardware parts and we can make the communication network, then we can install the distributed operating system softwares. Okay, that is the disadvantages. The next category of the operating systems is parallel systems, and these parallel systems are multi-processor systems. So we are having different number of processors on a computer, and this is a tightly coupled system because all the processors are available within a computer. These processors share memory and clock. Okay, this is quite opposite to the distributed systems. In distributed system, that is lightly coupled systems, each processor having its own clock and memory because all the processors are available on different systems. But here that is not the case. In one system, maybe we are having multiple processors, and all the processors should share the memory and the clock. So that means one task is divided into multiple processors, but all are share the same memory and clock. And here what is the advantage? So definitely your execution time is increased. We can say it has increased throughput and economical. So getting one processor or multiple processors to one system is cheap than different number of systems establishment. In that sense, it is economical and increased reliability. So there are no different computers, there is no network. So definitely there are no security issues. We can say that reliable. Okay. And coming to the processing of these parallel systems, there are two types of processing carried out in parallel systems. One is symmetric multiprocessing and another one is asymmetric multiprocessing. When you talk about symmetric multiprocessing, many processors can run at once without performance deterioration. That means whatever the number of processors are available and these processors are doing different process. Okay, so all the process can run at once. That is symmetric multiprocessing. And asymmetric multiprocessing is each processor is assigned a specific task. In case of symmetric multiprocessing, all the processes all the processors are working or running at once. But in case of asymmetric multiprocessing, each processor is assigned a specific task, dedicated task, and there is a master processor and slave processor classification happened through some software, and the master processor schedules and allocate work to the slave processors. Okay, so like that asymmetric multiprocessing can be happened. So in case of parallel systems, symmetric multiprocessing and asymmetric multiprocessing can be done. Now the next category is personal computer systems. So personal computer systems in the sense our PCs, laptops, whatever we are using personally. And these computer systems generally dedicated to a single user. Only one user can use these systems at a time. And these systems supports I/O devices like keyboards, mouse, display screens, small printers and all. And the advantage of these personal computer systems are user convenience and responsiveness. So we can easily use the computers. Even we are not studying the computer science subject, you can use these computers very easily. That is the convenience. That means the operating system designed for the personal computer systems provides more convenience and more responsiveness. And even though this is a personal computer used by a single user, the operating systems adopt the new technologies developed for larger operating system also. Okay, so the most of the personal computer systems today's we are using Windows as an operating system. That is the most convenient operating system. And the last category of the operating systems is real-time systems. In case of real-time systems, these systems deal with the real-time data. That means getting the temperature, atmosphere details, satellite pictures. These are all the examples of real-time data. So the traffic details, etc. And well-defined fixed time constraints. So here the timing factor is most important. So we get the information within the time. And these systems use very short memories. Even some systems doesn't need the hard disk also. So with ROM only it manages. And limited utility in industrial control or robotics. So these type of systems are used very limited manner, not at all. Whenever there is a need, then we can use. And most of the real-time systems used in the applications like multimedia and virtual reality, so where the timing factor is important, so the number of frames transmitting per second, even for audio, so the decibel rate, these are all coming under the real-time data scenarios. So we can use these type of applications in multimedia and virtual reality. And there are two types of real-time operating systems available. One is hard real-time operating systems. So in case of hard real-time operating systems, even the small delay can lead to the drastic change. For example, in hospitals, the monitors are fixed for the patients in ICUs. Even for the small delay, so that leads to different results, that leads to different drastic situations. These are hard real-time things. Okay, so here the time constraint is very important. In such situations, we go with hard real-time operating systems. And another category is soft real-time. So soft real-time is time constraint is there, but is not that much important. Even though it is dealing with some real-time data, time constraint is not that much important. Okay, so this is about real-time systems. So with this I am going to end this session. So I hope you understand this session well. Thank you.